on this Wednesday. Is it? Yeah. How y'all doing today? Tap on in, tap on in. I'm just chilling out. Having a chilling, relaxing type of day today, you know. Kicking back. Not much going on this day. But yeah, just figure I'd come on and chat with y'all. Nope, just waiting on y'all to come on in. Hit the thumbs up button when you come in. Show me all the love in the world. Hey, 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 what's up, though? How are you? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. I don't have much going on today. I'm just chilling out. We had a bad storm yesterday. Actually, we had a tornado hit in PA. I don't know how many people might have heard about it, but we had a tornado hit us. There's a lot of damage done around this city. And many people without power. Trees came down. Lightning hit trees. It was just crazy yesterday. I think they said there was over 199. Well, first it started out at 200 and something thousand people without power. And then it was 100 and something. Last time I checked, it was like 199,000 people. Over 199,000 people that didn't have power in their house. I know my brothers, they don't have power at their house. No internet, no power. My one brother, he had trees down in his yard. Hey, he had trees down in his yard. He's in the backyard currently chopping up trees and getting rid of all the debris that fell in his yard. His neighbor's house had a tree fall on it. Yeah, it's just been going down all around the city. There were roofs that flew off of people's houses. I'm in United States, but roofs that flew off of people's houses into the street. Yeah, in my building where I live at, the elevators shut down. People were stuck on the elevator. It was just a lot going on. So, yeah, that's what had been happening around the city. They still cleaning it up. There's still a lot of people without power. So, yeah, just pray for Pennsylvania, y'all. I know there was a lot of other states that got hit too. So, yep. I don't understand that language, but thank you. Hi, Shy City. Another called Trump. Duty on the line. Yeah, for real, right? Get Donnie's ass on the line. Hi, Michael. Hi, everybody. I'm doing good. I can't complain. Yeah, there's many people without power around the city. Lots and lots of people. Like, you feel bad for them. We got the wind. I felt the winds. You know, I could see I was in the house by then. So I'm looking out. I could see the winds blowing real hard. The rain was coming down real fast. And you know, it happened in a matter of like 10-15 minutes. It got real bad. Because they said that like the tornado hit not that far from where I live at. So we got the, you know, the winds of it and all that crazy stuff. So it was just bad yesterday. To the point where this guy, when the elevators got stuck, I guess when it finally opened, the one guy, he ran off the elevator. I looked out my door, so I'm looking out into that hallway because there was all kind of alarms going off and sirens. You know how your phone be going all crazy and it be going off alerting everybody. So it was like that. When I opened my door, I see this guy come running down the hallway. I'm shutting my door. He started pushing my door, trying to get into my apartment. I'm like, what the heck? But I thought, I didn't know what the heck. I'm thinking that something was wrong with my door or something, because there was no way I thought somebody was trying to come into my apartment. Here he was trying to push his way in. He was having like a panic attack or something like that. He was breathing all hard and heavy. He was holding his chest and his stomach and stuff. He's like, he could hardly even talk. And I'm pushing the door. He's pushing the door back towards me. I'm pushing the door. And I start calling my son like, Quay. Yeah, I called my son like, Quay, Quay. You know, and he's like, he comes over. He's like, what the heck? He about to hit the man. The man goes against the wall. He's leaning against the wall, trying to catch his breath and so he can speak. He's like, no, he's like, help. He's like, help me. Uh, Something. He said something about he can't find his way home or something. He couldn't find his way to his apartment or something. And I'm like, well, I shut the door. I called my son. I told my son, like, yeah, come and help this guy. There's a guy out there that needs you to help him, because I can't do nothing for him. I didn't know what he had going on, but he was trying to come and force his way into my apartment, I guess. I don't know if he wanted me to call the paramedic or what, but I just shut the door because I don't know. I couldn't do nothing for him. So I called my son. He went and helped him find his apartment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, called the ambulance, right? But I wasn't. I told my son to do it. My friend died off at no, I can't breathe. Wow. Yeah, see? Yeah, but my son helped him. He walked him to his apartment. He had caught his breath after a while, and my son walked him to his apartment. He lived up on another floor. So he was good after a minute, I guess. But it was crazy. I'm like, what the heck? My son said he just heard me yelling, no. Because I'm like, what the heck? He's like, imagine somebody, you on the inside of the door, somebody on the outside, and they like pushing on the door, and you're pushing, trying to shut it. They're pushing, trying to keep it open. I was about to hit that man because I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was trying, I didn't know what was going on. Then there's bells and alarms going off all crazy in the hallway. And you could hear the elevator like dinging and everything. And then you know how on your phones, emergency alert was ringing and going off because there was a tornado and a bad storm going on out there. So it was just all these bells and alarms going off. I was just like, what the heck is going on? Was he tweaking? No, he was having a panic attack because he got stuck on the elevator. And I guess he was scared. I don't know. But, yeah. So, I don't know how long he was on the elevator, but he freaked me out a little bit. Yeah, so, yep, but, hey, Ryan. Hold on, y'all. The weather nice today. You wouldn't even think that. Probably if I go right around the city, I'm sure I will see the aftermath because there was many power lines down. There's trees down everywhere. They said lightning was striking some trees and causing fire. And there was a couple roofs that got blown off. And they landed in the street. So I'm sure if I go right around the city, I'll see a lot of different stuff. Yeah, we had tornadoes. A tornado. And microblast or something they called it. So yeah, that's what had happened. Yep. So besides that though, which was crazy enough, it wasn't a bad day. I went outside. It was 80 degrees yesterday, 87 degrees before that storm hit. So I was outside and I had a couple errands to run. So I was out there doing that, and then Next thing I know, it started getting like windy. And then I was like, okay, well, my mom called me and she was like, are y'all okay? And I'm like, yeah. I said, I did see that there's supposed to be a storm coming, but it hadn't started yet. When I got out my car to go walk into my apartment, it was windy as ever to the point the wind started blowing me over, about to blow me down. Quay's hat blew off. It was like, yeah, it was crazy. It was very windy, but I didn't know it was about to do that. By the time I got in my apartment, I'm putting my groceries away. I seen the storm, the rain just start coming down super heavy. And I was like, oh, shoot, we just missed it. Thank God we was in the house, because I know many people that was stuck in traffic for hours because of the storm. So, yeah, there was a lot of storms. I heard Texas had a storm. Ohio got hit by the storm. You know, Ohio's not that far from me, so a lot of people got hit with that storm. Very, very sad. Hopefully there's everybody, you know, are okay. I know one guy, he got electrocuted. He died, a Pennsylvania man died from he got electrocuted from a live wire. So yeah, that was sad. I heard about that. Yeah, that is sad, right? My name is what you saw when you tapped my page. When you came on here, did it show you what my name is? In Pennsylvania, not Oklahoma. Pennsylvania, Ryan. I don't know what they're doing out in that hallway, but they making a lot of noise. Somebody's out there doing some, I don't know what they doing. It's just a lot of noise. I just keep hearing people talking a lot and somebody keep dropping stuff or something. Making like a crashing noise. But anyway, how's y'all day? Did anybody on here get caught by that storm yesterday? Or get some type of effect of a storm? You from Georgia? Okay. Nice. Well, welcome to the channel. Yeah, my neighbors is out there making a lot of noise, Ryan. You did? Mm-mm-mm. Well, hopefully everybody around you is okay. You're okay, you know, didn't get too much of a problem out the storm. Hopefully. Because like my brothers, like I told y'all, they currently still don't have power in their house as of right now. And one of my brothers is in his yard cleaning up trees he had to chop down. And some of his deck got knocked down because of that storm. So, you know what? You know what I think? If you are somebody that is a homeowner, you're currently buying a home, a good investment would be to get you a generator for times like this. Could y'all hear that? Like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, definitely have homeowners insurance, but also get a generator. Invest in a good generator. Because could you imagine how many people are losing food because their refrigerator and freezer and stuff is not working? It hasn't been working for almost 24 hours. Like, lots of people are going to lose food. United States is my country. Yeah, it does cost a lot of money, but it's worth it. It's a great investment. It'll last you. You'll have it, you know. It's something that'll last you. And it'll come in handy in times of need. Because you never know what you might be facing. I'm sure nobody was expecting to have a storm. That storm hit, I mean, they said it was going to rain. But nobody said anything about a tornado hitting or microblast. So, mm-mm-mm. Sad. I know the one brother who's outside currently chopping up trees. His kids and his wife are in the house. They got candles lit. So that's how they're doing it. They got to keep ordering takeout food because they can't cook or anything. So now they got to have food. That's why you need to have an emergency fund and invest in a generator. Mm-mm-mm. Just sad. And then one of my brothers, him and his wife, they're probably going to have to go over to my mother's house and stay maybe over there because they've been out of power since 5 p.m. yesterday. They're going to probably have to take their food over there so that they can have some, so their food doesn't go bad. Take food over there and probably shack up over there for a day or so till they get their power on, because if there's this many people in the city that lost power, they're not going to be able to get to all them people all in one day. It's going to take a while to fix that. There's many power lines down, so they got to clear up the debris. Then they got to repair the power lines. You know? So, that's serious. You never know when it's going to be like a natural disaster. I told y'all before, if y'all been watching, I told y'all about a natural disaster problem that I was in before, which was a flood, and it came out of nowhere. So, I wasn't prepared for that. I never in my life had been involved in a flood. I lost a lot of my children's clothes. I lost my dryer. You know, my kids' power wheels. There was a lot of stuff that was lost in that. Yeah, it was a flash flood just out of nowhere. And it flooded from a creek. There was a creek that was like near my house. And it was the same thing kind of like yesterday where the storm just came out of nowhere. It lasted a good 30 minutes and it was like super heavy rain. Next thing you know, the creek that was by my house flooded. The whole basement was covered, filled up all the way to the top of the last step at the top. Like, that was crazy. Good thing my apartment that I was in was on the second floor, because the person on the first floor, the water was like basically in their living room. But the whole basement filled up with water. I had just moved into this apartment too. So, you know, I had stuff down in the basement that I still, like containers of clothes and different things like that I hadn't got a chance to go through and, you know, switch out and do that type of thing. So I lost all them clothes, my kids' clothes. I lost the dryer. They lost their power wheels. There was so much stuff that just got lost. My weed whackers, just all kinds of stuff. Stuff that I had invested in from my house that I lived. I had moved from my house into an apartment. So I had all kinds of stuff that just, you know, that you have when you have a house. Downgraded to an apartment and lost massive stuff. Yep, that's why it's good to make sure that people don't think about having renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance. But at that point, I didn't own it. So it was a renter's insurance. Usually they have that and you can link it on with your car insurance or some other type of insurance that you have. And then you get like a deal because you got two things in one insurance company. So after that, I got renter's insurance. That's when I learned how important it was to have renter's insurance. You be covered. You certain things that you wouldn't even think of that could happen. It could be some, especially living like in apartments and stuff like that. Imagine if your neighbor upstairs from you has a fire in their house, or, you know, anything that happens like that, you would be covered with your insurance. Meaning that up to a certain amount, they will replace a lot of the items that you have in your house. So it's a good investment. And yeah, it's worth the risk, because some people be like, well, I won't want, it'd be maybe $20 extra or something like that added on your insurance. It don't even be that high. But up to a certain amount, they will protect you, they will cover whatever it is that you might have lost. So it's a great investment to have, to put into. A lot of people definitely be thinking like, oh, you probably only need that if you don't need it if you're renting. Well, actually you do, because even if you're say your neighbor upstairs from you, pipes burst in their house and all the water leaked down and ruined your stuff in your house. Now, you know, you lose a lot of stuff. You can lose electronics, you can lose mad stuff from water damage, fire damage, smoke, all that different stuff. It will cover you. Hi, Ronnie. Yeah, so think about that, y'all. And that little extra dollars that you might have to spend when it comes to insurance, it'd be worth it at the end. Hi. Is that hi, Clifton? Yeah, it'd be worth it. Worth the investment. Yep, so that was the thing. This, I don't know if y'all just tap it in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Double tap the screen to show me some love. Send me some hearts, all that good old stuff. Hi, Desiree. Good afternoon. You off today and tomorrow? Nice. Nice, nice. Thank y'all for the likes. Hi, Derek. I was just telling y'all about in Pennsylvania we had a tornado yesterday and a bad storm. It was a very, very bad storm, and it didn't even last that long, but it did a lot of damage around the city, around our little state. Well, it's not little, but around the state there was so much damage. There's power lines down, trees fell on houses, roofs flew off of houses, uh, live wires everywhere, from the trees knocking down the power lines, trees blocking off roads. Like, there's I only heard of one person got he got extra he got I was supposed to say executed. He got electrocuted from a live wire and passed away. So yeah, there was just a lot going on. I'm so glad you. Thank you, Derek. My brothers and them, they don't have electricity right now. There's a lot of places that don't. A lot of people. Like, well, last time I checked, I told y'all there was 199,000 people, over 199,000 people who are out of power. That was just last night. I think it was, yeah, just last night there was still 199,000 people out of power. My brothers still don't have power in their houses. My son, his power just came on in his apartment today, this morning. My mother have half of her house, the power is out. So her refrigerator's out, her stove is not working, but her couple of the places in her apartment are on. So it's kind of weird for her apartment, but both of my brothers, they don't have any of it. Nowhere. So they don't. Could y'all imagine how much food that people are going to lose because of that? That's crazy, right? Could y'all imagine having just went shopping, food shopping, and something like this just come out of nowhere, and here you done lost all that food. Nobody's not going to replace that. You just lost. That's it. So I was speaking to everybody about, if you own a house, if you're a homeowner or whatever, you should more than likely invest in some type of generator or something like that. It might be pricey, but it's going to be worth it because it'll save you lots of money. Or just imagine the people that probably feel like they got to go and and go and stay in a hotel or something like that, you know? Whereas if you had this generator, you can get a lot of things going and working so that you can stay in your own home and you can save your food that you have just bought, or that you, even if you didn't just buy it, if you just have it in there, you can save it. Because if your refrigerator, I think if they say, if you, one thing they say, if you keep the refrigerator shut for, it can last for up to 24 hours or something like that after it lost power. I think it said 24 hours, but shit, if there's that much power out around the city, around the different towns, how fast are they going to get to your area to fix it? It could be a couple days. Now you done lost all that food. And food is very, very pricey nowadays. So invest in a generator. I think it'll do you wonders. I'm not a homeowner, so I don't have one. But if I this is something that I know, I'm taking heed to everything that's going on around me. When I buy my house, that's something that will be an investment. A generator and an emergency fund. That's another good investment. Make sure you have an emergency fund for times like this. Yep. So if everybody was wondering, where I was at yesterday, no, I didn't come on. There was a lot going on around the city. I had a lot going on. First of all, I was out and about running errands earlier in the day. And then later in the day, all this was going on. I can't even remember what time it was when the storm hit, but it went down. Definitely went down. But in my building, the alarms and stuff was going off. The elevators shut down. People were trapped on the elevator. And I was telling them earlier when I got on about a guy who he was trapped in the elevator. I guess he was able to get off, the door opened up on my floor. I happened to be looking out my door. Here he come, trying to force his way into my apartment. Like he was having a panic attack or something. Yeah, he was having some type of panic attack, I guess, from being stuck on the elevator. And here he come. I could feel somebody. I'm like trying to shut my door. First I saw him. So I'm just like, whatever. I go to shut my door. I'm going to shut my door. Here he come, like trying to push the door open. I'm like, hold up. I'm pushing on the door, but I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, nah. I opened the door back up. It's him. He's breathing all heavy and hard, and he was just looking weird. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this man? I start calling my son, like, come get this man, like. And he was like breathing hard. I guess, like I said, he was having a panic attack. So he was trying to get to somebody for help. But he was a man, a big man. And I was like, I'm not dealing with this man. So I called my son to come out there and help him. I shut my door. And my son walked him to his apartment. He was apologizing and all that once he caught his breath. But I was just freaked out, like, shit, okay, sir. I don't know what type time you on, but you ain't coming in here. You can stay in the hallway. My son can come out there and help you. But you can't come up in here. I don't know you. I don't trust people like that. It will be put on fire. Yeah. I think that's what was happening, Finn. But there was a lot of people stuck in there. So, I don't know. And y'all know how the elevator sound, it was like ringing, all these little sounds. The phones was chiming because of the emergency alert thing that was going off. So all the cell phones in my house was ringing at the same time. The wind is whipping outside, the rain. It was crazy. I'm like, what is going on right now? Even my son was like, what is happening right now? It was like bells ringing. And y'all know that emergency alarm y'all be hearing sometimes in my videos? That was going off. It was just going crazy. It's just, I don't know. It was like I was in some type of freaking state of emergency or something. I was like, what is really good? Is there like an attack on us right now? Man. Well, all day though, that alarm was going off. Hi, Freya. Yeah, all day the alarms was going off on the phones because the storm was coming. So it was like, I guess, alerting us that it was coming. But you don't be, when them things go off, you don't really be thinking too much about it. It'd be like, oh yeah, thunderstorm. They didn't say a tornado. Like, shoot. I guess they didn't know or weren't expecting no tornado to go through, to come through. And it was two of them. So, nice to see you too, girl. Yeah, it was two of them that came down. So, it wreaked havoc on this town. Like, lots and lots of people are going through it right now. I don't even know if my brother and them got their power back yet. I thank God that my power never went out. My lights were flickering, but it didn't go all the way out. Double tap the screen, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button, double tap. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And take some of that advice, man. I'm telling you. It'll save you money and headache. Because just imagine people who don't have any type of support around them. And when they be faced with things like this, they be just stuck, just lost. They just lose everything. Just, you know? That's important. That's the reason why when they tell you, when you purchase a home, make sure you have an emergency fund as well. Don't just only have enough for just to buy the house and put a down payment on your house. You need to have an emergency fund as well. Make sure you save up and have you an emergency fund and invest in a generator. There's some key things that you just must have when you buy a house. Key elements. And those two are definitely a necessity. I think people be, they be so excited about being able to just buy a home and say that they're a homeowner, but they don't be thinking about all the extra stuff that come along with it. If you have an apartment, you don't have to worry too much about that type of stuff because the apartment owners are the ones that have to really, deal with it. But learning, yes, girl. Telling you. Thank you, girl. How you doing today? Yeah, I was telling everybody about the storms we had going on. So if y'all want to, y'all can go back and rewind the video and watch what I was talking about that storm, the storms from yesterday. But Pennsylvania got hit hard. I heard Texas got hit. I don't know if it was yesterday or when they got hit with the storm. But somebody said they had hail the size of golf balls falling down there. So that was crazy. And y'all know Ohio got hit as well because it's not that far from Pennsylvania, at least the part that I'm in. Ohio got hit, Pennsylvania, Texas. I don't know exactly who else, but if you got hit or got effects of any of this storm yesterday, drop down in the comments and let us know, because there's many people suffering right now, and I feel sorry for them, for real. I wish that there was more that I can do to help these people, but I can't help nobody. I can't do nothing for them, really. I could pray for them. It's the most I could do. Just keep them in your prayers. God said don't worry, and he'll handle everything, so you pray about it. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know what I'm going to make. I'm about to make some dinner. I'm about to be actually making my dinner soon because I'm going to get that thing out the way. I don't want to eat too late today, and I don't want to be cooking late. So I'm going to start dinner in probably about a half hour and get it out the way because I can make it dinner, wrap the plates up, and then whenever we are hungry, then we can just eat it. Mm-mm. But other than that storm yesterday, like I said, it was a beautiful day. Beautiful 87 degrees outside, which was weird. You go from that 87 degrees to a tornado. Like, that is so crazy. And winds, they were up to over 100 miles per hour. That is nuts. My neighbor's been out there making a lot of noise today. I don't know what they're out there doing in the hallway, but they are making a lot of noise. Oh, and another thing, my daughter's school got closed, so y'all know it was bad. They closed a lot of the public schools as well. So the storm was terrible. They don't close schools because of no rain. So, mm-mm-mm. Yep, but that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about today. Basically, I just wanted to tell y'all about the storms that was going crazy yesterday. So go on ahead and rewind the video, go on ahead and listen to what I had to tell y'all and take heed to it. I'm telling you now, it'll it'll be wonders on your life because you never know when you're gonna have a state of emergency. So make sure you be prepared at all times, okay? And y'all make sure y'all have a blessed day. Deuces.